Hello people, welcome one and all to Jojo's Learning Club.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and this is the part 3 on permutation and combination, where I will be discussing all the theorems for the section on permutation, and also we'll do two problems so you'll get a better understanding about that. Okay, so let's just recall what we have learned in part 1 and part 2. Also, I would highly recommend you to watch the part 1 and part 2 video first, then watch the video on part 3, then you will get a better understanding and you can do problems easily. Okay, so let's directly start. What is a permutation? Permutation is what? Permutation is an arrangement in a definite order of number of objects taken some or all at a time, right? And also we have discussed in the last section the same. The definition is given as the first theorem of permutation. What is that? Number of permutations of n different objects taken are at a time where 0 less than r less than or equal to n and the objects do not repeat is denoted by npr is equal to n factorial by n minus r factorial, right? And in the last section I have said that I will show the derivation of this, and on this video we will derive this. Okay, it is said that I have R different object selections, right? R selections, R vacant places are there, and there are n different objects and I have to select R different from that. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. Okay, so for the first one I have n selection. For the second one, n minus 1. For the third one, n minus 2, right? And for the last one, sorry, let's say it is R. How many selections are there? N minus of R minus 1, that is n minus r plus 1. So what would be the answer for this? Actually, using the fundamental principle of counting, you know that the total number of events would be simply the multiplication of all these vacant places. N minus 2 into n minus 3 into like this blah 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 till n minus r plus 1. Okay, and just multiply the numerator and denominator by n minus r factorial. What is n minus r factorial? That is n minus r into n minus r minus 1 till the product of n factorial is the product of first n natural numbers. That is the product to backwards till 1. Right? So by n minus r into, when you multiply somewhere with something, you have to do the same in the denominator too, right? When you do in the numerator, you have to do it in the denominator too. N minus r minus 1 into n minus r minus 2 into like this till 1. Okay, what is this actually? What you can see here, n into n minus 1 till 1. So what is it actually? N factorial. And what is this one? This is n minus r factorial. And this is how you reduced this expression into a formula with factorial. So, and this is the derivation for the first formula. I hope it's clear. So, to find the permutation, number of permutations of n different objects taken r at a time, you have the formula npr is equal to n factorial by n minus r factorial. And now you don't have to do or list all the arrangements to find that. And remember here that order of arranging here is important and the repetitions are not allowed. Here this factorial, this formula is valid when the repetitions are not allowed. For example, for the second theorem, again the permutation is that the number of permutations of n different objects taken are at a time where the repetition is allowed. For example, when the repetition is allowed. For that, let's take the example for, I have a word. Okay, word. So I want to find the number of 2-letter words forming from the word. So I have two positions where the repetition is allowed. So for the first one I have 4 selection, and for the second one too I have 4 selection, right? So what are the total number of selection? 4 into 4. And what it is said, where repetition is allowed, then the formula is n raised to r. What is the n? N is in total number of objects. What is here? 4. And r is the total selection. How many selections I have here? 2. 4 square 16. So this is the definition for the theorem 2. When the number of permutations of n different objects taken are at a time where the repetition is allowed, you can simply do it as n raised to r, and you will get the final answer. Okay, now let's discuss what is the theorem 3 saying. Permutations when the objects are not distinct. That is, you have some selection or you have some number of objects, and this there some are repetitive, right? And these kind of problems, what happens when something like that comes? For example, for your understanding, let's take the example of zoo. Let's take the example of zoo. Here you can see that these O and O here are not distinct, right? Because they are of the same letters. For the time being, let's consider they are not same, and I'm naming it as O1 and O2. So what are the different possibilities you can write? You can write S is at O1 O2, S is at O1 O2. Also you can write it as S is at O2 O1. Again here what you can write it as O1 S is it O1 Z O2, then O2 Z O1, then what is the possibility? O1 O2 Z, then O2 O1 Z. These are the 6 possibilities are right. There are 6 possibilities. 6 possibilities are there when it was O1 and O2. And now let's take, they are of the same objects. So zoo ZOO is same as, these are same, right? ZOO, sorry, this is OZO and this is OOZ. So you can see that these are not distinct. When now here when you take O1 and O2 are of the same object, and for zoo itself actually there are 2 repetitions happening. This is the same arrangement for the permutation. And so what you have to do, actually if they are not repeating, so what you have the formula, you take 3p3, right? That is 3 factorial. What is 3p3? 3 factorial by 0 factorial, that is 3 factorial. 3 into 2, 6 possibilities are there. But in this case, when the permutations with not all the objects are distinct, here 2 objects are not distinct, you can see that what is the total number of permutations or total number of possibilities here? There is only 3 possibilities. Actually what happens, this O1 and O2 can be selected in 2p2 ways or 2 factorial. That is, the final answer of this 3p3 you have to divide by the selection of that. 3p3 by 2p2, that is 3 factorial by 2 factorial. That is 3 factorial is 6, 6 by 2, that is equal to 3. Once again I will let you know that number of permutations of n objects where p objects are of the same kind. You can see that in this example zoo, the O and O are of the same kind. Then what you have to do, this n factorial, the number of permutations is actually given this as npn by ppp. This is actually what meant. Npn is what? N factorial. By pp is what? P factorial. That is why it is written as n factorial by, you have to divide by the number of ways of selection of objects of the same kind. Why? Because they are actually repetitive. ZO1 O2 is same as ZO2 O1. They are of the same kind, because when they are distinct, they are of different. When it was O1 and O2, you can see that they are distinct objects. But when O1 and O2 is equal to O, then what happens? We are actually taking the same arrangement once again. So that is why I said that when there are something like that, you have to divide by the total number of pth object. You have to divide by it, p factorial of it. That is the number of permutations of n objects where p objects are of the same kind and the rest all are different. Then what you have to do? N factorial by p factorial. Don't worry about that. We'll do some examples based on it on this section and also on the further section. So you'll get a better understanding about that. So don't worry about that. Okay. Okay, now let's discuss what is the theorem 4 saying. Theorem 4 is somewhat similar to the theorem 3. Number of permutations. So there are n objects. And in that n objects, p objects are of the same kind, p2 objects are of the same kind, pk objects till pk objects are of the same kind. Then what happens? Then the total number of permutations is given by n factorial. What is n factorial actually? Here what does it mean by n factorial here? NPN, that is with all the number of permutations of n objects taken all at a time, all objects are selected at a time, is given by n factorial by P1 factorial. P1 factorial is actually what it is meaning, the factorial of P objects taken all P at a time. So that is P1 factorial into P2 factorial into Pk factorial. Don't get confused by this. Just remember the formula or example of this, then you will understand. Actually, there are 6 possibilities. Out of this, 3 are of the repetitive kind. Then that's why we take the factorial of the repetitive objects, because here are two O's are there, so I divide by 2 factorial. For example, in your problem it was like Allahabad. In this you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4 A's are there. So what you have to do, you have to divide by 4 factorial of that. Just remember this. If you cannot understand 2, just remember the formula for that. When the number of permutations of objects where P objects are of the same kind and rest all are distinct. Here P is of the same kind. Then what you can see that n factorial by just divided by that same objects numbers. P of P factorial. Then you will get your final answer. Okay, and what is this NPN? I already used in some of the section, but I am just going to repeat again. What is this NPN? NPN is what? Number of permutations of n objects taken all at a time. That is, I am selecting all objects. There are n objects and I am going to select all the objects. What it is given by n factorial by n minus 0 factorial. Right? Sorry, n minus n factorial. What is it? N factorial by 0 factorial. 0 factorial, you already know that it is defined as 1. So what it is? N factorial. So you got the answer for that. And what is this NP0? NP0 is that you are not making any selection. Just you are taking the same number of objects are there and you are listing that arrangement itself. So what is that? You are not taking any arrangement. So what it would be? N factorial by n minus 0 factorial. That is n factorial by n factorial, and that is 1. That is the same listing what is already given in the problem or what is already given out. For example, in the zoo, it is said that you have not making any selection. So what is the arrangement given over there? Zoo itself. So that's what it is said by NP0. I hope it's clear. It was a bit tough section, but try to understand this, and in the coming sections I'll make you understand through more problems. Okay, so let's do, for the time being, let's do 2 problems. What are the number of ways in which a chairman and a vice chairman can be chosen from a group of 12 persons? So there is a group of 12 persons and I want to choose a chairman and a vice chairman. Sorry, chairman and a vice chairman. And there are 12 people. Okay, and I have to make a selection from that. Where assuming that one person cannot hold more than one position. Then out of this, which formula you will be using? The theorem 1 formula. What is that? When the repetition is not allowed. So you have 12 people and out of that 12 people you are going to select 2 people. That is a chairman and a vice chairman. So 12P2 selection. So how do you find that? The formula is NPR is equal to n factorial by n minus r factorial. So use it, 12 factorial by 12 minus 2 factorial. That is 12 by 10 factorial, right? 12 factorial by 12. What is 12 factorial actually? 12 into 11 into 10 factorial, right? So 10 factorial. So it is 132, I think. 12 into 10, 120, 120, 132. There are 132 selections possible for these 12 people to select a chairman and a vice chairman. And on the next section, let's discuss. Find the number of permutations of the letters of the word Allahabad. We have a letter. Let's see what are the number of words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there are 9 letters in this word. And it is said that to find the number of permutation. But have you noticed something? There are some objects, all the objects are not distinct. There are 4 A's available here and also 2 L's. So when in a permutation, when all the objects are not distinct, then which is a formula? Here, theorem 3 or 4? Theorem 3 is only when one object is not distinct, but here 2 objects. So you can see that 2 different ways are there. So what you have to do? N factorial by P1 factorial into P2 factorial. What is here P1? 4 A's, right? So you have to divide by 4 factorial and also with 2 L's are also there. So you have to divide also with 2 factorial. So what would be the answer? 9 factorial by 4 factorial into 2 factorial will be the answer for the problem number 2. Please find the final answer for the problem number 2 and comment under the video. It will be a great motivation for me to do also more videos on it. Okay, that's all for this section, and in my coming section I will be discussing more complicated problems and make you understand about permutations and combinations. So let's see you over there, and bye bye, take care.